Hey everybody, Coach Bruce here, back with video number 8. We are on video number 8, and today we're going to talk about your butt has a hole in it. Yes, your butt has a hole in it. But before we get into that, I want to thank everybody for tuning back in. For those of you that are here for the very first time, I know you're going to like this video, so go ahead and click on subscribe. Go ahead and like the video, and if you find the information important and pertinent to you, share it with somebody else. All right? Feel free to leave a comment below. Let's get some engagement. Let's get some conversation and interaction going with one another. You don't have to just comment to me. You can comment to anybody here, and let's do this journey together. Before we jump into our topic of today, I also want to give a nice little shout out to Arliss. He's my editor for these videos. I couldn't do this without him. I don't know anything about editing videos. I'm like Fred Flintstone in front of a computer a lot of times. So if you guys like the way these videos are being edited and you got a project that you might want to work on, give Arliss a shout out, right? Arliss, put your information here on screen so anybody that wants to reach out to you can do so. I appreciate you. I couldn't do this without you. And I'd love to see this channel grow with you. All right. So again, big shout out to Arliss. Couldn't do this without you and your team, and I appreciate you. So as we get into video number 8, we've learned a lot over the last 7 videos. If, again, you are tuning in for the first time, I encourage you to go back to video number 1 and get yourself caught up to where everybody else is so that we're all on the same page so we can get through this thing together. So what do I mean by your butt has a hole in it? Of course, that's common knowledge. Everybody knows your butt has a hole in it, but that's not the butt we're talking about, right? What we're talking about today is excuses. Excuses versus reasons, okay? To me, I've always been a firm believer there's no such thing as an excuse, although I do understand a valid reason, right? I've been a master trainer and certified nutritionist and been coaching people for quite some time now. And I've heard pretty much any and every excuse that anybody could ever come out of their mouth. And I've actually probably invented a few myself over the years, right? So I know what an excuse is when I hear it, and I really have no tolerance for excuses, right? Because excuses are based on fears. They're based on lackadaisious behaviors, straight up what I like to call selective ignorance. We get lazy, so somebody asks us to do something or we want to do something, and the first thing we say is, oh, I don't know how, right? Well, you don't know how just for the simple fact that you don't want to do it. It's not because you're ignorant, right? You just don't know, you're just lazy, right? So there are people that have watched this video series so far, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. I'm not going to call anybody out by name because that's just not right. But there's a few people that have said, hey, Coach, I'd really like to do this, but I just, it seems too complicated. Or, hey, Coach, I'd really like to do this, but I just don't have time. Okay, well, those people I've referred back to, time management versus activity management. You have the time, you're just not managing your activities correctly, right? So there are things in life that we want to do. There are things in life that we desire, dreams and goals and aspirations we have, but we don't do them or follow through on them because of something that stops us. And again, that thing could be one of many. It could just be a lazy attitude. It could be the lack of understanding on where to start. It could be a lot of times, and over 90% of the time, it's a lack of faith and belief in our own ability to actually get it done. So anytime any of my clients, and all my clients know, when they are like, oh yeah, Coach, but first thing I say is, butt's got a hole in it, right? So the hole is the excuse. because it just falls through. There's no bearing for it. There's no gravitational purpose that it holds in you following through with what it is that you say you want to do or desire to be. How many people have had a thought run through their mind, a dream, a goal, and the first thing they say is, yeah, I'd really like to do that, but XYZ. Somebody asks you to do something for them, and you're like, oh yeah, I would if I could, but XYZ. So let's remember that if you spell out the word B-U-T, you are in the middle of that word. So therefore, that means you are responsible for your own excuses. There's never an excuse for anything. There are reasons, however. If you ask a quadriplegic to get up and run a marathon, yeah, that's not going to happen. They have a valid reason on why they can't get up and run a marathon. It's no excuse. If you ask a person to drive 100 miles an hour, well, they're going to tell you, no, I'm not going to do that, right? It's illegal. It's against the law. It's dangerous. Kill myself, kill you, kill other people. That's a valid reason. It's not an excuse. If you ask somebody to invest, $10,000 into the stock market or into a small business venture, they don't have the money. Well, them saying no, they can't do it isn't an excuse. It's a valid reason. How many people, however, have sat back and said, man, I'd really like to get out of debt, but I don't make enough money. I'll live paycheck by paycheck. Okay, well, that's an excuse. Even if you take $5 out of each paycheck and pay it towards some debt, at some point in time, as long as you're not constantly adding to that debt, you're going to pay that debt off. How many people would love to open a restaurant, but they don't have the capital? Well, that's an excuse. Because there's a lot of people out there that if you put together a good business plan and get them to buy into the passion that you have for that restaurant, they'll invest in you because they're going to want a piece of that passion that you have, and they believe that you can give them a return on that investment. Start a GoFundMe account. Get people to donate to your cause, to your goal. Maybe you have an idea for a restaurant in the area that there's no other restaurants in the area that are comparable. People would invest in that just to have that food choice there. How many people would simply love to clean out the inside of their car, but just don't have time? Okay, well, it goes back to time management versus activity management. It's an excuse. You have plenty of time. Just not managing your activities correctly. So you don't go out on a Friday night. You stay home after work and you vacuum your car out. Or you get up 30 minutes early on a Saturday. Let's stop making excuses for the things that we need to do in order to be able to get the things that we want. So this video is going to be a short video, but you are in the middle of your butt, and your butt has a hole in it. Stop making excuses. Step into that uncomfortable place and find reasons to get it done. Your biggest reason for wanting to get it done is for yourself. Because what many of you are going to learn, but some are failing to realize, is that the better you are for you, the better you're going to be for everyone around you. If you're a married woman with a family, well, the better you are for you, the better you're going to be for your children. The better you're going to be for your husband or your partner. If you're a man, the better you are for you, the better you're going to be for your wife or for your partner or your children, your friends, your family, your co-workers, your employees if you own your own business. The better you are for you, the better you're going to be for everybody else around you, because all that love and happiness and joy that you have inside of yourself for you is going to radiate out, and it's going to affect people in a really positive way. And you'll find that when you start making reasons to do something instead of excuses not to do something, you're going to find that there's more things that you want to do. And then you simply figure out what it is that you need to do to get it done, and you do it. So I'm not going to browbeat everybody. That's just some advice for you. Your butt has a hole in it, and you are right in the middle of your butt. So get out of your own way. Stop making excuses. Find reasons to do what it is that you desire to do. Take care of what it is that you need to do in order to get it done. And voila, you have accomplishments. The more accomplishments you have, the more you're going to want to accomplish. The more accomplished you are, the happier you're going to be about yourself. and the closer you are to living the type of life that you desire to live and being the authentic person that you deserve to be. So, until next time, God bless you guys. I love you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in video number 9.